Hey, you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo! I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2023. The album. I swear, it's coming. I swear. The album, Dad AF. Rock on, gold dust woman. Based. How are you guys doing today? Happy Thursday. Let me put on a little bit of lip gloss before when your lips are dry as mine, then it's Luna. I almost said Jeffree Star. No, I swear I didn't. Then it's Luna beauty time. All right. But let's talk about Jeffree Star here in just a second. We're going to talk about Jeffree Star and James Charles today. Well, really, this video is about James Charles, but I am going to talk a little bit about Jeffree Star in here on the heels of the video that I did the other day. It just, to this day, it just surprises me the excuses that people who love Jeffree Star come up with to this day, okay? I mean, the non-stop excuses that people make for this man. Here's what I don't understand about it, okay? It's 2022. We've been through a lot in this world, right? Like who you want to like. But why is it so difficult to just say, I like this person and I'm a fan of this person and nothing's going to stop me from being a fan of this person? And in fact, I have to tell you, when I get those comments on my videos, I really, really appreciate it. Because I'm like, all right, hey, listen, I get that. There's a lot of people out there that I'm fans of, but I don't feel the need to make these dire excuses for every aspect of their life, okay? So it was interesting to me because I was talking about, at one point in my video, the price point of Jeffree Star's makeup. And there were some comments on there where people were like, well, Jeffree Star has to make money. Like, how else is he supposed to make money? And that's why the price point of the palette is $52 and things like that, right? But the other thing that was interesting to me was that I got a lot of comments from people that were saying, like, gas prices are at an all-time high. Things are very expensive right now. There's inflation, yada, 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 which I totally agree with all of that, right? And people were using that as an excuse for why maybe some lovers of Jeffree Star's makeup haven't been buying his makeup, which I totally agree with, okay? It was interesting, actually. I was rolling through YouTube today, just kind of sitting outside watching some YouTube videos, and I have to tell you, the video that pulled up for me, hold on a second, where was it at? I screenshot it. Trying TJ Maxx makeup for the first time. That was 3 years ago. Didn't age well, did it? Didn't age well. But anyway, I totally agree with that. I do think that, people not working right now, and inflation, and the prices of gas, and prices of everything right now, are going through the roof. And so I think for people to spend $52 on a palette of makeup is probably expensive for them, But let me just pose this question to you. If you were a makeup influencer on YouTube, okay, and you loved your fans, like you loved your fans and realized that your fans, the same ones that are struggling financially right now, were the ones that had built your career and had given you everything that you have to have multiple houses and be able to travel and private planes and unbelievable cars and all this kind of stuff. I mean, they literally had put money in your pocket by buying your products that you'd put out, right? If that were the case, would you not want to come up with maybe, I don't know, a cheaper release? Maybe not a $52 palette. Maybe, I don't know, do a smaller one that's really exclusive and charge $16 for it or something so that it was more cost effective for people, I think the reality is that Jeffree Star has no, he has no touch with like what people's struggles are right now, And I think sometimes when you lose sight of the people that helped you get where you got, I think then, because there were a lot of people that were commenting, I used to buy every single one of Jeffree Star's releases, and he would put like 1 or 2 exclusive releases out a year, and I remember that, because that was kind of when I started within the beauty drama community. But then they said, but like now, he's putting like one out after another, after another, after another, after another, and I can't financially keep up with it. So I just wonder, I'm just posing this question, okay? At what point as a makeup influencer, well, I guess a lot of his makeup is on sale, on Jeffree Star Cosmetics, because people were saying that like almost all of his makeup is like 50% off over there, but probably because he wants to get rid of it, right? But my question is, at what point, you know, as an influencer that realizes that your the meat and potatoes of your success comes from the audience that you built, at what point do you take that into consideration and say, you know, maybe I need to do my fans and my audience a favor and have some cheaper releases just for a while, you know, while we're going through this and whatever? Or is it that he just kind of has no idea that the real world is being affected in a way that we are right now because it doesn't affect him whatsoever? I did want to read this comment that I received, though, from somebody because I thought it was an interesting comment. Hold on a second. Somebody said, for watchers like me, and this is in talking about like Jeffree Star, James Charles, Shane Dawson, Trisha Paytas, people like that, and why they don't want to engage with them or watch their videos anymore. I thought this was an interesting comment, so let me know what you think about this. For watchers like me, it's not about the interest, it's about the trust and not supporting. The individuals talked about have crossed legal and moral lines. They will do anything for attention. So the only way for audiences to show disapproval is not watching. Drama channels allow me to see if these people actually change over time without supporting them. I watch people who I feel like friends. I watch people who I feel are like friends and will watch anything they make because I like their personality. And I thought that was really interesting. You know, I've said that for a long time. I think that a lot of YouTube is going to start going back to smaller creators and people really enjoying people who their selling point is their personalities, not necessarily these crazy story times like Tana Mojo back in the day, but stories of their life. You know, relatability, I think, is going to be a big selling factor on YouTube for people to continue to watch. I do think, I was thinking about this the other day about TikTok, and, you know, I said that the people want things quick now. They want things fast, right? It's like my husband, you know, he watches TikToks like this. He loves them, right? But I do think for those people that are wanting longer, you know, longer videos and things like that, they are going to continue to watch certain people. But they're going to be very, you know, decisive on who they follow. They're not going to continue to follow 10 or 15 people. They might follow 3 or 4. What's the deciding factor on why they follow those 3 or 4? You know, if they're sitting there watching it and they're like, this person's taking no accountability for their actions, and okay, maybe they haven't done anything bad, but they're not doing anything interesting lately either, and I'm just kind of bored of their content, they're not going to continue to watch. They're just not, you know? And I think that people are interested in longer form content. I think that's why we're seeing TV series being binge watched. I think that's why we're seeing a lot of like true crime documentaries and things like that. There's actually fantastic documentaries on YouTube as well. And I don't know why, like, all of a sudden they're just kind of like coming up and recommended to me. The other day I watched a documentary. It was called Patient Zero. And it was about the origin of HIV and AIDS in our country. And it was mind-blowing. I try to watch a lot of documentaries and interviews and things like that of LGBTQIA plus history, because I think it's important for me to know that. And this documentary is on YouTube, so you can watch it. It was fantastic. The other shows that I'm watching right now, in case you want to know, are legendary. I actually stayed up last night to watch the newest episodes, and they put 3 out in a row. You did what needed to be done. So anyway, and tonight, if you didn't know, okay, if you're on the Pacific Coast at midnight, and if you're where I'm at, in the middle of the United States, at 3 a.m., the new season of Stranger Things comes out, which I think it's split up into 2 seasons, and the second part of it comes out in July, but I'm so excited about that. I just started the thing about Pam last night. It's very, very good. And I'm watching Under the Banner of Heaven, The Staircase, Shining Girls. I'm watching so many shows right now. Oh, I started The Deep End, about that Teal Swan, that like she got started on YouTube, like she's like a spiritual, she wants to be bigger than the Pope, she said. And then I went to her Instagram and she has 600,000 followers. I thought, girl, you better work a little harder. You want to be bigger than the Pope. You know what I mean? Anyway, so that's what I have to say about Jeffree Star. You know, I get a lot of comments from people, and they're like, you hate the man. You never would say anything good about him, blah, 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 whatever. you know, all honesty, I'm bored of him. I'm really bored of him. I don't care what new car he has. I don't care what new gun he designed. I don't care about any of that. If he would really, like, start vlogging, like, if Jeffree Star would start vlogging, and I got a lot of comments about this too, you know, where people are like, I'm not really that interested in the makeup reviews anymore. I'm not really interested in this. I'm not really interested in that. But if he started vlogging his life, like, if he started vlogging his life, even if it was just like he and his friends flying to Milan, like they showed that that was part of the video, as they were in Milan, you know, or, you know, part of being on the ranch or whatever. If he did that, it was like a weekly vlog, I really think that he would build his channel. And I think that people would be able to see that he has grown and changed as a person if he has, you know? Because all we're seeing right now are very contrived videos where he's sitting and, you know, he has all that kind of stuff. So I think that's his opportunity for change and growth. There were a lot of people that said that they thought he would be obsolete in 3 to 5 years if he didn't do something. So, you know, it is what it is. But I'll be the first person to get on camera if Jeffree Star comes out and I think that he legitimately has changed for the better. I'll be the first person to get on camera and be like, yeah, like, I'm impressed. There's a lot of growth there. I haven't really witnessed that yet, you know. I've witnessed a lot of, I'm just not going to talk about these certain, you know, things, and then I'm going to stay away, and then we're going to come out with a makeup review, and then, you know, a Jeffree Star, you know, approved deal, and then another launch, another launch, another launch, launch. So that's that. Okay, let's talk about James Charles, which is what I came on here to talk about anyway. So James Charles, well, first of all, I'm rather interested in all of this. So, okay, I can't put the sound on it, but James Charles put this on his TikTok, he put this on his Instagram, so let me show you what it is. But I can't put the sound on with it because there's music to it. So, here you go. Okay, so it's James Charles dancing in this one, what do you call that bathing suit? You know what I mean? I can't even imagine going into a store and asking for that bathing suit. And I've said this for a long time, and come for me, I don't care, okay? Because People Magazine can do it, and Vogue Magazine can do it, and every magazine in the world can do it, so I'm just gonna say it. James Charles is hands down the worst dressed YouTuber ever to have seen, ever in the world, right? And this, I think this bathing suit's another example of that. But what was so interesting to me about this was that the comments underneath the Instagram picture and the comments underneath, well, it was Instagram, he put it like as a post, and I think he posted it on his stories too, but then he also put it in his TikTok. The comments were talking, well, there were several comments that were talking about him supposedly having this Brazilian butt lift, right? Because so many people are speculating that he had a Brazilian butt lift, which his die-hard fans, okay, those 18-year-olds, minus 2 or 3, those 18-year-olds minus 2 or 3, okay, are like, he did not have a Brazilian butt lift. Now he's on a TikTok and he's shaking his badonkadonk. Is that what we call it? Is that what's her name? Tyra Banks. Is that what she called it back in the day on, you know. But anyway, so he's on there and he's twerking and all this kind of stuff. And it's so obvious that he had something done. Go back and look at old pictures of James Charles if you don't believe me, okay? He is either spending like 6 hours a day in the gym doing squats, or I don't know what, okay? But I don't really care. Like, that's what I don't understand about it. I don't care, okay? You know, listen, plastic surgery is expensive, y'all. My friends, when they get stuff done, they're proud of it, you know? My girlfriends have gotten their boobs done and everything else. They're like, they've gotten reductions, they've gotten, you know, augmentations, and they're like, do you want to see? I'm like, no, I'm good, girl, but hey, you look good in that shirt. You know what I mean? Like, I've had, listen, friends of mine, as they get older, they get things a little, you know, tightened up and all that. Most of my friends, you know, have aesthetics, like in their face. I don't see anything wrong with it, okay? Now, I've had a little Botox. I'm not, you know, ashamed to admit that, but it kind of started tweaking my eyebrows a little bit, and I was like, well, I don't want to look like every time I walk into a room, like I'm like that. So I decided that I was going to stop and that I was going to age authentically. Now that might change in a year or two. I might say, F this age authentically stuff, you know, pull my face back. I don't know, right? But I never understood, like, all of a sudden, you know, like, you're wearing skinny jeans and the next second you got to wear apple bottom jeans and you think the world's not going to know. Like, I'm just saying, okay? Like, I don't understand that. Like, and imagine that video. Like, if he had come out and done a video talking about having this, you know, like, his insecurities and why he wanted to have this and blah, 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 blah. And that's the problem with James Charles, is he does these things, but then he never shares the journey with his audience. And I don't know, like, if that's fear of his, like, age group, because he knows what the age of his audience is. Because at this point, I really do believe the majority of his audience are those that have lingered on from 18 to 21, that are still kind of watching because they watched him so long, and then younger people. But I don't think he's getting a new audience of young people. I really, really don't. And I think he's rather stagnant, and he knows that. So, you know, but he doesn't ever take his audience along with him for the journey. So it's like all of this stuff that happens. So anyway, so the majority of the comments, though, were not about the Brazilian butt lift or if he had that or if he didn't have that or whatnot, right? The majority of the comments were about the fact that he had tucked in this bathing suit, okay? Now, listen, I'm just going to be, I don't know why this is such a big deal, okay, first of all. I mean, I came out in 1990, I mean, I was raised by a bunch of drag queens in Indianapolis, Indiana. I mean, it wasn't like not every single one of them had duct tape in their purse, okay? But here's the deal that I don't understand about it. There was so much controversy in James Charles' comment sections of Instagram, TikTok, and everything like that. Have you looked at James Charles' pictures over the last 2 years? I mean, this has been a pretty consistent thing for him, right? Not to mention, and this is where I kind of have an issue with it, because apparently a lot of people, he talked about it, I'm going to show you this in a second, a lot of people unfollowed him. I don't really know why. Apparently 80,000 people unfollowed him over this TikTok, okay? I cannot gauge over the comments why people unfollowed him. I don't understand, okay? There are so many comments about the tucking. What's interesting to me about the comments, okay, is that James Charles then goes in and he, okay, so somebody said it's called tucking, people, and he liked that comment, okay? Then someone said, people in this comment section has never heard of tucking and it shows. And James Charles said, ha 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 ha, okay. But here's what I really don't understand, why this is so controversial in 2022, is with our discussion of gender and gender identification and whatever, why is this an issue? Like, I don't understand it. I really don't understand it, especially by people that have followed and loved James Charles for a long time. If you go back and look at his pictures, which I did because I wanted to make sure that what I was saying was correct, he's been tucking for a really long time. Like, this isn't anything new. You know, do what you want to do. Be who you want to be, right? So I don't understand. I'm very confused. I mean, of all of the things in the last year, like, I watched this one TikTok that it was like from 2 days ago, which was James Charles' birthday. So happy, I think it was his 23rd birthday. You know, James Charles said that the last year was the worst year of his life. And then he said, you know, something about like how the birthday was going to go and that he had to be honest. He was already like 2 margaritas, 2 strawberry daiquiris, and 1 shot down. And I thought, now that's interesting to me. I can understand why some of your audience might not want to follow along with you for that, because wasn't it just like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, that you did the video with your parents getting drunk for the very first time, and you talked about how you never drank and whatever, and then he shows this video, and it's that video that's going around TikTok. It's really, you know, everybody does it, where it's like, who's going to get the most drunk tonight on somebody's birthday? And it was like Tana's friend, I can't remember what his name is, but he was there at the party, and he said James, because James is always good for having a drink with his girlfriends. And I thought, this is really interesting that, you know, all of a sudden James is painting this different picture of himself as far as drinking alcohol. Now, let's historically take a look at Jeffree Star with that. Jeffree Star, who has been somebody that has said that he doesn't drink, he doesn't use substances and things like that. That is a huge deal in the world of people being critical of Jeffree Star, right? Now, as a person in recovery, it surprises me because it's not like the whole rest of the world is in recovery, and I don't really know why they would care. I think it's the lying that they don't like, okay? It's like, well, you told us that you didn't do this, and now you did. And I'm not going to talk about the allegations with Jeffree Star because there's no proof of that. But, well, I mean, there's alleged proof of that, but I'm talking about the most recent allegations. But with James Charles, I'm like, okay, so you went through this really difficult time, and you're now drinking regularly, as you're admitting, you know, and people are confused about what you're putting out there, and I don't know, it's just like, I think people are just kind of done. I think the 80,000 people that unfollowed James Charles, because here, let me show you the, hold on a second, let me show you the receipt, Whitney! But here, like, let me just show you a couple pictures, okay? These are just from, like, the last week. And these are pictures that James Charles posted. I mean, it's not like this TikTok was, I mean, again, one of these. What are these bathing? Does somebody know? Are those surfing bathing suits? I've never seen those bathing suits in my life. But I did one time on the beach. Have you seen the guy where it's like, I think it's called a banana bikini or something. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my God. It was too much. It was too much. But, you know, it's like, hold on a second. What was the one I wanted to show you? Oh, here it is. So, James Charles, he posted this showing his analytics where he had lost 80,775 people. Then he posted on his story, I lost 80,000 followers today for posting that tucking story. I'm so sorry that y'all are boring. You will not be missed. And at the end of the TikTok, he kind of like pulls up his bathing suit a little bit or whatever. But, you know, like, I don't think it's about that. I really don't. I think the 80,000 people are like, okay, we hung on this long and now we're over it. You know, it's kind of like you're not entertaining anymore. You think you're funny. You're just hanging out with your friends, getting drunk, and you don't even put up enjoyable content anymore. I really do think that that's what it's about. I just think that people are real over it at this point, and they're like, you didn't really take much accountability for your actions. You took videos down where you explained things. We've hung on this long. And by the way, can somebody tell me when James Charles' makeup brand is coming out? You know, I don't know that I would be pissing off 80,000 people if I had a makeup brand coming out. I'm just saying, right? Like, this is where these people are so arrogant, you know, that, you know, it's like, I mean, it's like, I think Manny learned for a while not to say in videos, you know, like, and, you know, get the F out or whatever he used to say back in the day. You remember all that? So, I just think that, like, James Charles is, like, at a place, and it's like, I was thinking about this, I was, like, as I was setting up my ring light and things, you know, what you do. And, I was thinking to myself, you know, like, I think, because there's one TikTok that was on there recently, where it's, like, all of his friends sitting around this pool. I think it's for his birthday and stuff like that. And I was thinking to myself, you know, James Charles is still getting, you know, 1 to 2 million views per video. Good money. That's good money, okay? And, you know, so he's still making money on YouTube. He's still making money on other things that he, you know, done. And still doing sponsorships and things like that. Is he making what he was making when he was getting, you know, 10 to 20 million views a video? No. Nowhere in comparison. But is he still making a good income for a 22, 23-year-old? Absolutely. I can't even imagine what it is. And I think, like, all of these people that have supposedly been canceled are kind of at the point where they are like, you know, like, no, it's not as good as it was, but I can accept where it's at, and hopefully it'll get better. But I think when you're that young, like, one thing that you don't think about is, you know, what if it doesn't last? You know, I hope they've saved their money. I know, like, I think James Charles bought his house and stuff like that. So, you know, those are good, some smart moves, but I hope that, you know, they made some good financial decisions, because you don't know. I mean, a year or two, it could be completely gone. So, I don't know that I would be, you know, saying to my 80,000 fans, you won't be missed. I mean, I might just only wake up to 1 or 2 views on a video if I said to my 80,000, you're not one of my fans. But if I said, piss off, I don't care about you, I'm gonna keep on wearing my banana bikinis, I think, you know, and do you, but own it. Like, that's what I don't understand. You know, when we talk about authenticity and being genuine and things like that, that's about owning, you know, who you are, being who you are in your own skin, being unapologetically yourself, not offensively yourself. You know, not being hurtful to other people, being unapologetically who you are inside, being too much, like I talk about, you know. Hey, James, wear what you want to wear. Get all the plastic surgery in the world. Do what makes you happy, But you don't have to do it in a way that's hurtful or offensive to other people, you know? Like, say piss off, you know? And the other thing is, as a person that's a content creator, what you have to realize is you're going to put things out there that people aren't going to like. You are, you know? And then you're going to put things out there that people are going to love. But what was so interesting to me about this was the majority of the comments on TikTok and on Instagram were people defending James over the supposed tucking incident, which is, you know, ridiculous anyway. So it was like, why would you not instead be like, I'm so thankful to everybody that, you know, stuck up for me in the comments. Thank you, that really meant a lot to me. Instead, you focused, Jaclyn Hill, on the 80,000 people that left. I don't get it. Anyway, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.